Primary School
presents the story of the Ceylonese burgers.
We hope you enjoy our presentation. That's something interesting for you. Throughout history, there have been many racial groups who have now become extinct. Today, there is a group of people who soon will be nearly extinct. They are the Ceylonese burgers. This is Miss Bartholomew, a Ceylonese burger. When her generation dies, there will be very few or no more burgers left. This is their story.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful island called Ceylon in the Indian Ocean. It is at the lowermost tip of India.
The very first people who lived in Ceylon were an ancient Aboriginal people called the Vedas. About 2,000 years ago, people from West Bengal came over and gradually displaced most of the Vedas over many years. They became known as the Ceylonese. Here is a photo of an ancient Ceylonese family. About the same time, Tamils from South India also started to colonize the country. Here is a photo of ancient Tamils. And finally, about 500 years ago, Europeans started to arrive and settle in Ceylon.
Ceylon was rich in spices, gold and precious stones.
Because of its natural resources, Ceylon was colonized first by the Portuguese, then by the Dutch, and finally by the British.
Before the colonization of Ceylon, the country had been divided up into small kingdoms, each headed by a king. One of these kings feared that his stepbrother would kill him, so he built his palace on top of a 600-foot high rock. It is called the Sigiriya Rock. Today, only the foundations of this palace can be seen. From up here, the king and the soldiers could see invaders coming from miles away and could protect themselves and their land. In 1505, the Portuguese landed in Ceylon. Over a period of about 150 years, they gradually colonized most of the island except for the central kingdom of Kandy.
The king of Kandy did not like the way the Portuguese were running things, so he entered into an agreement with the Dutch. The king said that if they could get rid of the Portuguese, he would let the Dutch free freely in Ceylon.
The Dutch then remained in Ceylon for another 150 years.
Children of the Portuguese, Dutch and other Europeans living and working in Ceylon intermarried amongst themselves and the local Sinhalese and Tamil people. Their children became the new beginnings of a group of people called the Burghers. In 1794, Alexander Adams, the Scottish antiquary, said that Ceylon was the richest island in the world. It was around that time that the British Empire took over Ceylon.
And burghers loved being part of the British Empire and also loved being part of the Ceylonese community. They were friends with both the Sinhalese and the Tamils.
Burger life for children in Ceylon is filled with fun and togetherness.
They were largely Christians and went to Sunday school. Education was very important to them. Every child was encouraged to aim to be top of their class. Burghers also went to lots of parties. They liked to joke about and have fun, even the grown-ups.
And the community was so safe and welcoming that Len Ludwig, in his interview on the Burger website, said when he was a boy, he and his friends used to play hide and seek in and out of his neighbors' houses.
Here's a clip of a burger wedding in Ceylon. It happened in 1959. The bride in this video said it was considered rude to send out wedding invitations, so he put an ad in the newspaper and anyone he knew was welcome to come along.
What do you want to make those eyes at me for? If they don't mean what they say. They make me glad, they make me sad, they make me want a lot of things that I never had. You fooling around with me now. Well, hell, you lead me on and then you run away. Well, that's alright, I'll get you alone tonight. And baby, you'll find you're messing with dynamite. So what do you wanna make those eyes at me for? If they don't mean what they say.
Ceylon from being a colony to a dominion. This meant that the Queen was still the Queen of Ceylon, but she slowly let go of her rule. The burger way of life would never be the same again.
A few years later, burghers had their jobs taken away from them.
Burgher education was severely restricted to burghers.
In 1953, when Dougal Ronsell applied to study engineering, Professor E.O. Pereira, who was a burgher and his father's friend, told his father not to bother. He said there was an informal treaty that out of the 25 students allowed to enter university to study engineering, only one burgher was to be allowed.
And that space was allocated to another burgher student who did very well the previous year, but didn't get through.
So Dougal bought the books and taught himself to be an engineer.
When he came to London, the Queen of England gave Dougal an OBE for his servicing to engineering.
Back in Ceylon, English ceased to be the official language and was replaced with Sinhalese and Tamil. Conflict then arose between the Sinhalese and Tamil, with Tamil people being killed on the streets and their homes set on fire.
Burghers thought they'd be next.
Many burgher families started to leave in a hurry.
Most travelled on ships in the late 1950s and early 1960s. Life for the burghers left behind was grim.
My family said her family were very poor when they came over to London in 1963 because her mum sent money to several different people each month.
She said they starved without our money.
One burgher's mum was very ill, so no country would take his family in. In his interview, he said that he and his dad had to sell stuff on the street in order to survive.
But very few people would buy from them apart from the Irishmen who used to also feed them when they never made enough money to buy food.
He said the newspapers came and took a photograph of he and his dad sitting on the street and wrote about it in their newspaper saying, "Is this the first burgher family to become street hawkers?" Burghers became scattered all over the world, mainly in English-speaking countries.
Some burghers came to London.
When burghers got together in the countries they had migrated to, they liked to sing songs like they did in Ceylon. The old man in this video was born in 1896. That's 119 years ago.
You're not singing properly. You're missing the whole thing. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Let me whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light burning in your heart, so true. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. I can't take voice.
Very good, Anas. Very good. Yeah, this is what it's all about. I know. And anybody in Australia there, this is the name of the game.
In 1932, Ceylon became totally independent of the United Kingdom. The politicians changed the name of Ceylon to Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka means resplendent land. Resplendent means beautiful.
Burghers were very sad that their old way of life was gone for good. So, David, what are the qualities that help them to adapt to a new way of life?
Well, burghers felt it was important to believe in yourself and give yourself a chance by doing your best in everything you do and being the very best person that you can be.
Do things you enjoy and laugh a lot, because when you laugh, you release good chemicals in your body called endorphins.
Endorphins make your body healthier and make everything you do easy.
Be respectful, because more people are likely to show you respect when you show them respect.
Be a good friend, because good friends keep you strong and make life more enjoyable and are there for you when you need.
Burghers believe that out of all the riches, money, gold and diamonds in the world, Your good feelings and your strong determination to do well are the most precious things you could ever possess.
Because they are your greatest power.
With good feelings and strong determination, you can win at your biggest challenges.
Good feeling and strong determination are your best friends when you have to learn to do new things.
They will help you to do even better than your best.
So enjoy good feelings and strong determination every moment of the day. Grow them, share them.
And we can all be rich together and build a better world for ourselves. Thank you for listening to our presentation about the burgers of Ceylon.
Well done.
Thank you, children, for listening. And didn't they do well? They worked very hard. They chose the photos, or some of them, and they wanted to do it for your enjoyment. So the Burghs in the UK and Heritage Lottery Fund would like to thank all our wonderful presenters today and show our appreciation by giving them these trophies. So this is Maya. Thank you, and this is Abdullahi. Thank you. And this is Rachel. Thank you.
Thank you. Just on behalf of the staff and the students in Lila's class and the rest of the school, we'd just like to say thank you for coming in. Hands up if you learned something today. Good, all your hands should be up. Thank you. So I think you need to say a big thank you to Mrs. Bartholomew and the Lilac students. Thank you.